Hello, piccolo players. This practice guide is on the piece Slava by Bernstein. And the part I'm looking at is actually transcription for band, although I think it's the same as orchestra. I've played this in orchestra a bunch of times, and like here in the band part, it starts F going up to that high B natural, and I'm pretty sure in the orchestra part, I started on E sharp and went up to B. So I think it's all enharmonically the same. Anyway, what I'm looking at right now is the band part. I'll just go through a few of the main parts and go over any alternate fingerings or tips or whatever. So this opening, it's really easy to overblow that chromatic scale up to the B. So just ignore the crescendo and really the fortissimo. Just notes coming out and try not to lose your grip without over gripping, but your grip on the airstream. So your notes have to be glued to your airstream the whole time. So you'd want to avoid the notes just spreading off of the airstream, and then you get the spitty kind of, or the thing very easily. And the airstream, if I go slow, I'm not blowing very much, but it's very fast. And it's very fast the whole time for every note, like ice cold. If I were to blow the airstream against my hand, it would be ice cold. When I get to the F sharp in the second measure, I always do the fifth finger, this middle finger, just because the chances of it cracking are less. So I just like it. And then going F sharp, G, F sharp, it's, I don't know, I guess it's not that much harder, but I always do that. Do the accents with caution here and other places. You don't want to start nailing things to the wall, on the piccolo especially. You're going to blow out your whole embouchure. So with those accents, just, honestly, I don't even do them. They naturally come out when you play the character or when you play the phrase. If you just do that, the accents naturally come out. But do think about that drop to the B natural in the fourth measure. Your airstream has to slow down quite a bit for that B natural. So when you're going here, the A sharp is really fast and the B natural is not very fast. So just kind of see where B is by itself and where A sharp is. They're very different air speeds. Oh, one other thing with this first line. You're going up chromatically. When you get up to the high B on piccolo, always pinky off for high B natural. And then it's off again for the high A sharp right before that drop down to the B natural. It's off there. So high A sharp and high B natural, pinky needs to be off. Let's go down to 47. Again, don't overdo the accents. Just do it should have a kind of a bouncy feel, or whatever. Try not to not too hammery. So for the flutter tonguing on the F sharp, I do my flutter tonguing with my throat only because I cannot roll my R's. So I'm doing that. So when I start that F sharp, I start right on the, almost like I feel like I'm starting on a K or a G, you know, when you're double tonguing the back part of the throat. So at 47, like that. The G sharp, definitely use alternate G sharps wherever you can. So the alternate fingering it's like regular fingering in the left hand, and then you add middle finger, ring finger, and pinky in the right hand. That is a million times more stable. So use that as much as you can. So those two G sharps, and then the next measure, F double sharp, G sharp again, like that. When I get to the next measure right here, because we have to jump to the A sharp with the trill, that third G sharp there, that third note, I do a regular G sharp fingering. So this measure 53, my fingerings that I use are alternate G sharp, and then a regular F double sharp G fingering, and then the regular G sharp fingering. So I'm not putting these keys down here so that I can get to the A sharp, and then regular G sharp, regular F sharp, with meaning this one over here. And then going to the B natural, I always have my middle finger right before I go to that B. I notice it kind of curves back da-yum, and it's just right there. And the pinky comes off for the B natural. Another thing, just similar to that, our opening chromatic scale to the B natural, same thing here with F sharp to B natural. Try to resist the urge to do like that with your airstream. It'll have that effect, but just because it's going up so high. But I don't really blow more air from F sharp to B natural. What does happen is the airstream creates more resistance as I go from F sharp to the B natural. I mean, I'm going like this, but it's just like tiny bit more resistance with the embouchure. Before 76, we have this little G sharp to F sharp solo. It's a nasty little, but yep, up to F sharp. I do an alternate F sharp. It's like regular F sharp. So you have thumb, first finger, you know, to whatever that ring finger, and your F sharp key. But I also add the middle key and no pinky, I think. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then going down to 106, pick up to 106. The accents that are written there are just really phrase markings. Just keep it bouncy. And that section right there, yaga-da-ga-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. I noticed that when I play that, I never breathe. Yaga-da-ga-da-da-da-da-da. I just yaga-da-ga-da-bum-bum-bum. I keep the eighth note feel kind of internal, and so that the phrase feels like it keeps going. Watch the G's, like that G half note. The G's can often be quite sharp on the piccolo in that register. So yada da G, yada ba ba dum, like that. And then this next thing, after 114, alternate G sharp for sure. Now this da-ga-da-ga-da, it has the accents. On the piccolo in the middle register, just keep it very short. And this, again, do not worry about the crescendo. It'll naturally crescendo because it's a piccolo and you're going up into the third register. And try not to blow more quantity of air as you ascend. Like I made no attempt to crescendo and it's plenty loud. Okay, and then at 122, it's more the same. There is this measure, 131, 2, 3, 133, yaga-da-ga-dum-bum. I thought it went like slurring to the eighth, but here it shows da-ga-da-ga-tut-tut. I don't know. Anyway, oh yeah, like in measure 109, da-ga-da-ga-dum-bum, it slurs to the eighth. So this could be a misprint. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm just gonna play it like how it's printed. Same thing, 133 as how it was back in 113. Don't really breathe. I just keep a sense of those eighth notes. All the high B flats, pinky off. And then when you get to here, 138, the texture of the orchestra and or the band comes way down. There's just a few of us playing. Try not to, it says fortissimo, tutti forza, so like everybody's loud, but try, because you had been in the high register, you know, the line above. Remember, again, as I've said, you have to bring your airstream down to middle register world, you know? So like the measure before 138, I'm gonna start there. And then if I keep my airstream that active at 138, this is what it'll sound like. You know, and when you're playing with the full, especially band, and you cannot hear yourself at all, it's very easy to way overblow and just have that gross sound. And no one's gonna hear you. It's in the middle register. You're adding with everybody else. So don't feel, just because we're piccolo, we feel like we need to be heard at all times, or maybe we're used to that. But at 138, you're with other people. So just blend in. You can just chill out right there. Let's see, 174. So this is the last little bit here. etc. Make sure also you have an earplug in. 178 alternate G sharps, ya da da da. And then this next line, similar to how it was before, but you were with G sharps, I do alternate G sharp, G for the F double sharp, and then regular G sharp for the 3rd 8th note, just because to be able to get to the A sharp. And then same thing, so it's like the same pattern 3 times. Don't worry about accents, of course. You just need to get through this without doing that and without being a spitty mess, and you're almost to the finish line. So it's really easy. It's the big ending. It's really easy to just way overblow, get very excited. But again, on piccolo, when you're up high with everybody playing, you're just the icing. So, and you're like fairy dust up there, okay? You don't need to like take out the whole band or the orchestra. You're just this glimmer on the top. I'm sure there's a better way to explain it, but everything I'm trying to say is like, don't overplay, don't overblow. I'm just trying to keep my airstream the same. It's very fast, and I'm trying to keep my embouchure very still. So just all the notes speak, because also when you're up that high and 1 or 2 of those notes don't speak, it is noticeable, unfortunately. And then the next measure, 186, same thing. Try to keep, if all that went well, same air for the B flat, ignore the 4 Fs, let everybody else go crazy. But like if I just do the 2 measures before 186, so I'm not doing, you're not gonna last. It sounds terrible. It's out of tune and you're killing your ear and you're annoying your neighbors. Those are all good reasons not to do that. So I'm gonna play at that line before 186. Okay, I think that's all the main parts in this piece to cover that are tricky. If I left anything out that you would like me to cover, if you have questions or clarifications or whatever, just put that down in the comments and I will for sure get back to you and answer you with any tips or advice I might have. And please hit subscribe so you'll be in the loop for future videos such as this one. I have an ongoing series of practice guides. A lot of them are on piccolo, but some are flute, for both orchestra pieces and excerpts and band pieces. Okay, happy practicing and thanks for watching.